Yo, what up guys? How you doing? Alright, so I'm making this video basically because it also pertains to something I'm doing in my real life. So, not gonna waste any time. I'm just gonna get into it. So, Charisma808 hit me up. He's a producer for this rap group out of Chicago called FGE. You guys might know some of the members. Montana and Talia 300. There's also J Real, Don D, No Fatigue, Mob Savage, etc. He wanted to know this. Yo, you got any advice on freeform maintenance? I'm trying to have smoother looking locks. And the reason I'm making this video response is because I'm also going to be doing the same thing with my hair. I've decided that I kind of want to stop crocheting it and stop working on it. Not because I dislike crocheting or like maintaining your dreadlocks. It's just that my hair is finally, like 100% locked. It's ready to do its own thing. And I don't feel the need to have to work on it anymore. I want my roots to grow out as thick and as healthy as possible. Because when I crochet it too much, I swear sometimes my roots can start to thin out a little bit. And then, once I leave them alone, they'll start to grow back nice and thick the way they were. But I just want to keep them nice and thick all the time. And nice, healthy, new growth, basically. Making this shift to freeforming can be kind of difficult, but actually not really at all. It's just a lot of people don't realize that less is better when it comes to dreads. So basically less is more, you know what I mean? Charisma wanted advice on how to transition, and the word he used was freeform maintenance, but he wants to know basically how to transition into freeforming his locks and keep them neat and maintained while not having to work on it and twist. Here's what I can input. The number one thing that I can always say is important is the separation of your dreadlocks. A lot of people that have dreads and don't get them worked on very often sometimes forget that you do need to be separating your dreads all the way down to the root, down to your scalp, unless you're one of those people that wants all those dreads combining and congoing together. But if you don't want your dreads growing together, you need to be separating all the way down to the root. A lot of people don't do this enough. So if you're gonna stop crocheting, make sure you're taking dreads down to the root and you're popping them apart all nice and good. As you can see, mine are always basically 100% separated. Now sometimes I'll get some stickiness in the back, but then I'll just pop it out. Now obviously I'm going to have to touch on washing dreads a little bit. Take this all with a grain of salt though, because it all really depends on your own dreadlock washing schedule. I'm not one of those people that's going to say you need to be washing your hair necessarily every couple days or every week. I might have said that in my earlier videos a while ago, but it's not exactly true. You don't have to be washing your hair consistently as long as it's already healthy and clean. But when you're freeforming and you're not working on it, you do need to be careful because chances are you're going to be neglecting your hair a little bit more than usual. So you still want to make sure that, yeah, you can stop working on it, you can stop crocheting, you can stop twisting, using whatever you're using, but you do want to make sure you always maintain clean, healthy hair. And if you're not washing like every week or so, you do want to at least be washing like once a month. I totally understand that dreads can go more than a month if they're clean and healthy without being washed and stay clean and healthy. But you're going to want to get a nice, it's always nice to wash your dreads. It's always a nice fresh feeling. I just washed mine last night and I just love feeling the water getting to my scalp, and it just feels so fresh and refining. And then your hair is nice and soft for a little bit after, and then it's just a really great feeling, and it's obviously another way to guarantee that your hair is clean. Now, as far as like freeform maintenance goes, a lot of the maintenance you're going to be doing is honestly just basically hand stuff. Like if your dreads are twisted, you can be taking hair at the roots. I do this with my dreads with themselves. You can take some of the hair that's at the root, you can wrap it around and like twist it like that, and give it a nice little like defined root on it. You got to be careful because I wouldn't really do it with this root because it's kind of thin, but you definitely got to be careful. You don't want to be twisting too hard and pulling your hair out. But yeah, obviously when you're freeforming your hair, a lot more loose hair, a lot more frizzy bullshit to deal with. So you're definitely gonna find yourself like doing this a lot, like twisting loose hair and pulling it up and putting it wherever once your hair is locked, it's locked, basically. You don't expect your dreads to start falling apart just because you're not working on them anymore. Like, they're going to stay where they are, and they're going to stay intact, and they're going to stay nice and healthy. Deep cleans and soaks, you're going to want to do that. There's plenty of videos of deep cleaning and how to deep clean on the internet. I'm not going to get too far into it here. But every, 4, 5, 6 months, you're going to want to do a deep clean. I'd say, like, every 4 months, maybe, you might want to do a deep clean. 4 or 5, maybe, actually. because, you know, 3-4 times a year could be a little rough. Maybe, I don't know. I deep clean probably like 3, maybe 4 times a year. Usually probably about 4 times a year, I'd say. There's not too much more left to it. I mean, once you're freeforming, I mean, you're not going to be interlocking anymore, and you're not going to be crocheting, so the scarring is going to stop. And you're not going to be getting any of this. I mean, this is mostly just bumps from the dread growing, but I have scarring in some places from interlocking and crocheting. But once you stop doing that, your hair is going to stop scarring up, and it's going to be way more cylindrical and smooth all the time. That was the one thing that he asked. He said he wanted more smooth locks, and if you stop crocheting, yes, they will be growing out very smooth as long as your hair is locked, which Charisma 808, your hair is locked, so you should be all set. Yeah, honestly, there's not really too much more to talk about. The biggest thing I can really tell you when it comes to making a switch from Manicured to Freeform is less is more. I mean, with dreadlocks in general, less is more, less is better, but it's going to especially pertain to when you're freeforming. Less product, no product, fuck product, I'm sorry. Don't put anything in your dreads other than like tea tree oil and whatever you're using to wash it, like some non-residual shampoo, which even then I don't use too much because I try to stay dandruff and as residual free as possible for as long as possible. Freeform maintenance is it's all just small daily hand things that you do, palm rolling, tucking hairs back, doing whatever you want to do. And that's all there really is to it. It's not going to be too much you're going to do. Your hair is just kind of going to do its own thing, and you're going to do your own thing with it on top of your head. So I'm going to say thank you guys for tuning in. To whoever else is watching this video, I hope this helped as well. See you guys next week. Next week is 2 years of dreads for me, so I'm going to make a big update video for you. I definitely want to do it right this time. It's not going to be like some big old fiasco thing, but I definitely want to like get up and go out somewhere and at least film the video like outside or a nice daytime bright day, nice. And I at least want to go film it in some nice daylight ass setting. So thank you guys for checking this video out. Like I said, I appreciate every single one of you that still rock with my channel. Charisma 808, I hope I answered your question. Go to Instagram, follow Charisma 808_FGE. He's a good producer. He makes a lot of tracks for these guys, and I'm hyped to see what they do in the future. So until next video, guys, one love, and I'll see y'all later.